Stay tuned. We have the latest market reports. We've got the latest numbers. You don't want to miss a thing. And do us a favor, hit subscribe, because we do these updates at least once a month, and we're always bringing you the latest and greatest of what's going on in some of the communities and what we're seeing for trends in the real estate market. So, what are we seeing now in the real estate market? It's a little bit of a broken record, very low inventory, and buyers still demanding real estate. So, here's what we're seeing. We all came to the consensus in my family. It seemed like everybody left for Mother's Day this year. It wasn't after Easter. It was to go home to see mom. I swear to God. It was just like a couple days before we saw the streets leaving, we saw the car haulers coming. A lot fewer cars on the road, a lot fewer people in the grocery stores, fewer people in the restaurants. So all that being said, we still do have buyer demand. This one thing that did come out of the pandemic was buyers getting brave about purchasing real estate sight unseen, partly because there's so much that can be shown to them with visual tours, floor plans, disclosures, and of course, home inspectors. If you've got a good home inspector, they can do a very thorough examination. So our numbers this month are reading just like this. You'll see the spike on the graph, and that is actually the units sold. So you see this big spike that you're looking at is actually what sold in the month of April this year. And going back year over year, you can see that we were just totally gangbusters. So real estate is selling. That's the proof of the closings right there. It has really been quite a spectacular spring in Southwest Florida real estate. As far as how real estate is closing, whether it's distressed, we've always had a small amount of distressed property. We actually had none last month. No short sales, no foreclosures. Things are looking up. As far as how people are actually paying for real estate, well, it looks like we've got a whole bunch of people still paying cash. We're about 57% cash and about 40% conventional mortgages. So when you look at this graph, the green and the red are the lion's share. So, the cash, we've seen it be a little bit lower than that. Even though some of the contracts are written for cash, people sometimes do get a loan after the fact. Money is cheap, and there's a great amount of benefit into some folks financing those. Now, to play that trick, you really got to have a great mortgage broker. You can have no faltering, you can have no closing on time, because your deposit can be in jeopardy. So if you have the means to back yourself up with cash, if the mortgage weren't to close on time, you're good to go. But otherwise, this is not a tricky game you should play. As far as what price ranges are selling, well, what we're seeing right now is almost the majority of the properties are 600,000 and under. So that blue section, the green section, and the orange section represent $600,000 and under. We have seen a little spike in that $1 million property range. Lots of luxury buyers out there in the market trying to take advantage of off-season challenges with regard to buyers, hoping there's a little bit less competition. I can tell you, having worked the last few weeks looking at a lot of the high rises with buyers, I've gone all the way from Fort Myers all the way to Marco Island, whether we were looking at single family homes in the $4 to $8 million range, or even the high-rise condominiums. There really isn't a lot from which to choose, even in that price range. We're depleted across the board. So just for giggles, I thought I'd look up a little bit of information. I do get emails from people that say, something's wrong. You said you'd send me listings in Pelican Sound and I'm not getting anything. So I go and I check their search, and then I go check the MLS to make sure the search is right. And then I check the MLS one more time just to make sure it's not user error. And it'll say 0 results. So today, just before I got on here, I took a look. Pelican Landing, the huge community of Pelican Landing, 3 listings right now. Bonita Bay only has 13 listings available. And each of these communities have thousands of front doors. So to only have 3 listings in Pelican Landing, 13 in Bonita Bay is really remarkable. Copperleaf, Spring Run, both of them have 0s. So those are the 2 bundle golf communities on the border of Estero and Bonita Springs. Pelican Sound has 0. Highland Woods has 0. Village Walk, the community of Village Walk in Bonita Springs off of Bonita Beach Road, only has 2 listings. And one of them has just come on the market. So, the day's not out. it'll probably be off the market as well. I was also showing property this week in Quail West, and there's only 6 homes for sale in Quail West. And that, again, is a very large community as well. So, we're not seeing inventory come back. So what we need in order for the market to slow down is a little bit of inventory to stabilize pricing. A little extra inventory means the prices aren't going up because people are fighting over individual pieces of real estate. And once the prices are stable, we need more inventory for the prices to actually go down. So we're not really seeing that right now. Interest rates are still favorable. We have no inventory buildup, and here we are. Here we sit. So looks like a little bit more of the same going forward over the next month. If you are a seller, this is a great time to list property. Keep in mind, if you get started right now, you will be primed and ready for the 4th of July weekend. Now, the CDC has changed its guidelines with regard to wearing masks. Florida has always sort of been an open state. Our economy is booming. That's part of the reason why we have very little real estate down here, because a lot of America came here to continue living as much of a normal life as they could. So that being said, if you're thinking of selling your real estate, 4th of July weekend is historically a very busy time. Give me a call. I'd love to show you some of the techniques we're using to make sure we can, number one, screen the buyers going into the home, but also achieve the highest price with the best terms for you, and sometimes even get a backup offer on schedule for you. And I think that's just about it. If you're a buyer, we can do our best to try to help you. There are a few tricks of the trades for that as well, and maybe a few alternatives on how to find replacement properties in other neighboring communities that may have the same builder or the same floor plan. So if you're open to opening your mind and looking at new ideas, we have some ideas for your potential purchase as well. And that's it. Feel free to call or text anytime. Hope you all have a great week, and we will talk to you soon.